A connector over towards B and weaken the A site.
Leaf not to be moved though, and there's the slightest gap in a corner to play and not stuns up. He's getting two! Just for the troubles, Jonah P instantly there with a response. He fills in the gap.
And immediately the pings are coming out in that corner. A flash, a clear, and Leaf picks up 3.
Swinging all the way through here, it's all onto the shoulders of Narrate. Explosive is the opening, but already the net closing, and that's G2 taking out first. They want to take a trophy. They want to deny G2 the chance to be one of the first teams to win a back-to-back domestic trophy here in Americas. This is an overload as well. Body's going to be colliding, clashing here into the front section of B. It's going to be met with an appropriate response. So G2 happy to slap it back down. Spikes in their laps.
Last player standing.
The spike is just anticipating some kind of B pop on an eco and completely catching the double dive. Did it get scrappy?
Received aggression at least. Zekken is going to make it feel like this could be just an all-in. Of course, this is again a feign. Fakes on fakes, and Leafy's going to be squaring up to him, but dropped at a moment's notice again.
Here's the backstab. G2 would have to hit some outrageous shots to win this round.
Yeah. Zekken's already going to be drawing blood there towards CT. Zelsis, that backup policy, striking from behind. And that's a flawless round 3. Once more, but Leaf, very forward angle. Yuto's going to be skipping right past him along with the players and the bodies. Might just be dropping and toppling. Valen is caught in a corner, stunned up. Oh my God! Aftershock is just going to be rinsing him. Jonah P sidestep and good at the crosshair placement. Able to return with that fire once more, straight down the gut. Jonah P offloading all sorts of bullets and just dropping the round and inserted.
But all of this a feint. But a feint with 2 important players for SEN.
Zavos in the stun as well. Great crosshair placement though. Zekken, Jorgmo getting one as well for his troubles, and he backs himself out of there on top of it. And it has pulled a bit of the attention away here. G2 are quite scattered in terms of the defensive setup. And Valen, luckily with the Thorns by his side as well. Those are going to be detonated by Leaf, so it has slowed down the approach by Sentinels, but they do have 40 seconds left to play with. And this game of cat and mouse has just gone the wrong way, but Leaf is absolutely good here, but seconds to spare. SEN get themselves into the post plan at least, and G2 have that discipline, waiting for the smokes to dissipate. Valen earns himself 2, still Leaf back against the wall. He's got to know roughly the position of Zekken. Isolated into the 1v1, all for the A's. Dodging, sliding off to the side. Ult expended! And an A's! G2, weapons to work with. And Zekken just posted up, Outlaw in hand.
Keeps on.
Taking point is Jonah P, but well, Trent was supposed to be the backup. He was the first to fall in that spot. Zelsis, quick dismissal down towards short here. A lot of the danger around is going to be gone here for G2, so desperation is what's called for. But it should be locked up here for Sentinels, nice and pretty now, 3-3.
And the more this goes on, maybe the more that John will start to get a read on what G2 have been doing on this defense. I think the macro overall has still been going the way of G2. They've been mixing things up really nicely, but Zekken's ace has turned the tide of this map.
Here, it does push back CT. G2 can't really make a go of things here with a Hunter's Fury on top of it. Might be the cherry on top here, but still G2 are going to be drawing that blood. Leaf finds that opening, looking for a little bit more here. Armageddon is all being laid down on top. SEN posturing, trying to offer themselves up here in the rate. It's got so much! C-side, though, that's where Sentinels set their sights. And again, the weakened weaponry of G2 going to be a bit of a problem for them. They are trying to pile in with a couple of the bodies out towards the back, though. Zekken not to be denied, and a quick flick of the wrist, dodging all sorts of util coming his way. He's looking for more. Jorgmo earns himself that one, but Bang is so fast to respond.
He's so tight with Zekken, isn't he? Trying to develop that 1-2 synergy that you need, and he's inside the smoke, locking it down. Sentinels have been clean on the anti-ecos. They've forced out 2 of them with absurd rifle wins in aces and clutches. And now Trent, the last player alive, caught bang to rights.
They've been really tested into that spot, but Sentinels are moving into a different spot and direction here, and it's a re-clear called with a stun in sight. There it is.
The re-clears are really good from G2. They're constantly getting information. Again, though, I come back to the same thing. It hasn't mattered in the late round because someone on SEN turns up.
Zekken causing all sorts of pressure. Jorgmo taking a cheeky peek out through the double doors, and the rate has fallen. 3v5 situation now for them, and Lurk plays called for. Bang, cleaned up. It's all watched for.
Possible for Sentinels. The clock's against them. The numbers are against them.
10 seconds left.
Surely it's around where G2 can stabilize.
Low to a crawl here, it's just a second left to stand against it. Being offered a shoulder or two, but the round's already going to be lost and G2 know it.
I got spike.
Playing this one back. Waiting the timeout here. Slow burn of a round, but G2 really were just tight here for G2, and that information is there for Trent. Spots it. Waiting for it, and this is a reclear call for, but will the timing be missed entirely? Zelsa's is the first one to catch that contact. There's stuns on stuns and Util in their faces! In second, grabs himself two. Flash, not quite avoided, but a gate crash, okay, will lend you to safety. But Sentinels have access to the site now.
Are they aware of this flank coming around from the flank, from behind? They should know that Leaf's been going for this regularly.
It's already rapid up towards A-Long here. Just a bit of distraction plays being called for these G2 players, though. Stopped in their tracks, and it's up to Leaf here from the side, finally. Takes that time into strike here, but a lot to deal with now if you are Leaf. There's that 3-2-1 swing from Sentinels. Drone for that information is going to be broken though, and along with that fault line, it's going to be a wall up. It's used in response. Armageddon off to the side, and it just cleans up second. So road is paved up there, and still TP quick into the back, and bang! Strikes back! Doubled up with the paranoia. Leaf has to be there. Instantaneous. Finally cleans this one up, and it has called for a pause. Salvos forwards, narrate about the guns, but finally back in action. Rifles in their hands. Sentinels not to be outdone.
That play from Bang was absolutely sick, under so much pressure.
Spike planted.
Never not
Last
smoked
player
though,
standing.
still. Bodies are going to be toppling regardless of that one, and it's all left towards Trent. Will he be given that opening? He's found the first. Stuns avoided. Shots rattled. He's got another rough position, but a timing taken there by John. Looking up onto these angles, and right from behind, this is it. Jorgamo's
no
time
trip at all.
to strike. Brings it true there, at least with a stinger in his hands. Bang, wrapping around now. He's got to try and at least stop this one in their tracks. What the hell happened there? Jorgamo.
Nation. They might suspect that somebody's been left in this spot. But do they think it's going to be the Neon?
Already coming to fruition here. Still plays off into the flank, but G2 don't really have much more control outside of that one. Sight's been flipped entirely here. Sentinel's still in a good spot, and that's a stun for a stun and an ult expended. Rolling thunder into your face. Uh-oh, yeah, that's a bit of miscoordination, but the aftershock push forwards, a bit of spam might earn himself another one. Jonah P still alive for now, but not for much longer. Zelsis and John have to join and combine their might to try and stand against this one. Salvos. It's not pretty. The heat's been turned up entirely. John can't deny it into the 1v1. And time barely there for Trent, I think.
That
I believe.
is so close.
It's going to be on the wire there. Point. Time to stand up to the test. It's going to be sent your way. Salva's in for the back. There's not really much safety. TP into the back. That is risky. But
Second on the flank.
T2 looking to fill this one up again. And second is there. It's rapid, isn't it? Wrapping around and trying to put that pincer into motion. Still, he's fired off a couple of shots and revealed the hand entirely. And G2 are calling for reactions of their own. They're taking space. They're taking names. It's a feed that's filled up entirely with red. But Zekan's still alive. And with that, a chance. The pistol round win. He's already caught that timing here, but double dunk found the one. Not quite the second.
So they'll have time to fight over this.
Leaf hearing a lot of it. Just backs himself out of there. Doesn't want to give away his life for no particular reason, but straight into the smoke. Wrapping around to the side. Valin. Stinger into the sidearm. Deadly combination. Bang. Gonna try and do a lot from this spot, but again, the weaponry wasn't really handed off over towards him. Still, that smoke is dissipating, and no one was really ready for the swing. Still the reload. Punished by it. All the way up here, surely with the Thorns deaded. Support arriving. Valiant is so fast up onto this line. And he's just going to be meeting a fight straight up with John. Nothing to really support that peak. And the refight is called for by Sentinels again. They are not willing to let that go unchecked. Zekan just unleashes. Well aware now that Valiant could have taken that time and once more, but he's trying to regroup once up onto that. Narrate watching it. Closing in now on all the possible angles that these G2 players could have crept into, and was looking a bit
To do magic on the flank.
That's really clear. They heard it. Presence in towards Garage. So Armageddon is trying to push them forwards. Bang! Barely getting the hell out of there still. As the curtain drops, so does Jorgamo with his head just clean off. Valiant again wrapping rounds and away here. Watch for, not quite John. Just slacking in terms of that crosshair placement, and now it's a game of his timing once more. That's going to be a pull. Forced out of them just from the tap there, bang. We'll be able to get second and not to the half. Not quite, but the salvo is pushing them back in their way. Great util from T2. Discipline on show. Top form on top of it. Now Bang's getting kills, but honestly the time. Now with the stars down and starting to spell it out. Nice and pretty here towards Elsis. Playing around, weaving in and out of the cages, and he's caught that timing. Bullet to the side of the head. Same could be said of Valorant.
30 seconds left.
Bang all the way up through into the back now. There could be a timing to be taken. Zelsa's still hanging on to a bit of that backside control, calling for the flood attempt, and here it is with a bit of the util. G2 though, they were lying in wait and they pounce on the timing. That chance to strike. It's a sight that's going to be theirs now. Zekken and John QT left into this 2v3. Just the outlaw, doubled up with the bodies. G2. Swift dismissal, and what a shot by Lee. Back of your mind. Jorgen, we're going to be using this now. Dimensional drift, clears it out, spots the one, but only the one here. Zekken, and a lot of pressure. Trent anticipating that one. The re-swing attempt here with a stun. Aftershock. Cleared away out towards garage. This is G2 that have found that opening.
Bang, and Omen ulted to try to get onto the flank. Valen, he's aware of it, holding this.
And still, it is better guns into the
Oh,
hands
the
of these G2 players. Past it.
The timing!
Astral form, Valen just catches it. Bang. It's going to be hurting after that one, honestly.
Remaining.
No clearance onto the corner, and everybody from Sentinels is just toppling and dropping. Flawless here. Second blinds up, though. Jorgen's got to be here in this one, surely. Emphasis playstyle, just missed it onto the angle. Zekken is happy to oblige and draw some blood out of it. Still Trent. Let's follow up.
Dude, going 1-for-1 there is perfectly fine for G2. They're not bothered about that at all. You take away the player that's got 21 kills. And G2 have got big ults to be able to work with. It's going to be tough now for Sentinels to even cover the whole of the map.
Giving up all of A, instead looking for that re-exploration in through mid. And okay, let's go even.
Spike drop went down the mid push, were previously defending A. So there should be a gap. Bang, Valen again.
Timing again! It's Valen who wins this one out.
Both times. Bang, just not quite checking an angle, and Valen, he keeps the momentum going.
Yeah. Part committed here, the stun's going to be missing him. Just gliding straight past with a blind and a flash. Okay, there's a trip to try and play off. Jonah P. Right over towards the top and through the wall. Narrate dodging, weaving, ducking away. And dominating the spot that he's in. Dart in the leg doesn't stop Trent. Yet still that side is going to be opened up. Over towards G2 now in that 2v3. Damage barely done, and Trent survives for now. Plant down, Jorgamo. He knows he has to take those risks and loses the fight out. John QT barely alive for it, and Trent is in a very difficult spot still. Sentinels needed this one near side. Fantastic connection and a good cleanup in the end here by SEN.
And it's the one round where they change their defensive setup that makes all the difference. Zekken didn't end up being the difference maker here. It was actually the trips and narrate
To the setup. Sitting tucked into the corner here, it's a cosmic divide.
They're probably going to expect these trips to be for heaven.
Bang spamming, he's just caught with a bullet to the head there. Zeltis tucked low into the corner. He's not long for the ward there, not with a steel guard and overlapping Armageddon. Everything is being used by G2 to secure this round up.
Oh, narrate
Chip
takes
damage.
A bunch of damage at the end there, half HP. John has ult, but they're going to need healthy players to follow up on it.
Fun to get Crash backing away here, but he has to shot, caught into the corner. It's a good combination. Stunned up there, second wave of things, and he spotted it. Target acquired. Valen shuts it down. It's all left up to John now. He was supporting from afar with the Utah, but now left to step up. Earns himself the first one. Damage done to Valen and Jorg. It could be done, but a tap, and it's ice cold by G2. Not a peek, not a glimpse. And now with time played, they win it out entirely.
Delivering individually.
Rip and tear.
Just one round to stand between them though, and that is aggression! Second punished.
What a punish.
Down. Head of the spear, chopped right off with Zekken falling early here. Let's see if the clearance is there, and he hears it. Footsteps onto the corner.
Valen just can't be beaten.
In control of the map entirely, almost here to G2, and it has to be heroics in the Raiden John QT. Can they stand up against it? Slide to the angle here, John, rattling shots, found a raid. Guardian can't get it done. One left to do it all, it's Bang, and already Leaf has his mark! Map one!
That kind of strategy against Sentinels on split.
Walking all the way up though, that's okay, acknowledgement of a bit of lead still. Second! Goodness me. Rapid fire with a ghost in hand, he's just seen a shoulder, might be hunting for a little bit more. 3 in a round for him. Can he get the...
Be in an almost impossible spot.
Yeah. Walking, but spotted. Just to the side here, and a flash and a repeat. Wow!
You're gonna steal his just in case, but it should make this round extremely one-sided.
Salvos. The stun does force at least the TP back out, but Narrator's just going to be trying to hold down that line, but cleaned up in the end. We'll see if that gun is retrievable. Might have just dropped down.
Where are the other players playing in sight with Narrate?
Yeah, a bit fearfully, I think, as well, with that Aftershock's going to be pushing them back and away. And now doubled up, grouped up, bit of stray spam, but right click, jumping in your face, classic, and that's going to be gun reclaimed. Another layer to it though, G2 looking to step forward once more, trying to fight for absolutely every single inch they can get.
Poison's off.
Sentinels the ones that slowed down here because this retake is just occurring and the guns are not exactly the weapons of choice. Still John adjusts just in time. Over towards the top though, that is
full armor from everybody on G2. So the Outlaw Force
and flooding themselves. Difficulties. Not really too many safe places to stand against it, but already vacuuming it up in terms of that space, and the time is ticking already with his spike. Good luck getting chances into this. At this point, G2 just looking to try and at least get out with the rifles and the guns into their hands. Not the chance of one of them, but we'll see if the rest of them survive. And indeed they do, and Celsius even just barely getting onto that one, so he does go down with the rest.
Of course he is.
Holding down towards Vents here. Drop down at turn. Just a few kneecaps is all it takes here. Chopped straight down. John QT's there. Salvos. Jonah isolated ever so slightly, but he's got backup now arriving as well.
If they do end A, Zeken's been deadly in this anchor position. He catches Jonah P. That spike dropped, and he still has a flash to play around.
Tiniest of angles to really work with.
30 seconds.
Being played around here. These are Sentinels players hard anchoring onto the site in a position here with a drone out wide. You've got to know exactly where they might be laying here with the stun. It's good. Right to the side, Trent. Getting away with bloody murder. Still off to the corner. That's John, yeah, and that prior damage weakened him up. Bit of running gunning. Still, it's a 2v3 situation. G2 at least get themselves into the post plan, but more needs to be done by Leaf. Already wrapping, and it's a fast play by Sentinels. They're not messing around. Trying to play this one a bit more loose.
I love that smoke on sight from Valin.
You're watching for main. Snake bites walking through Valin. This is so damn unexpected. It isn't even necessary. Leaf cleaning them all up.
John, though, with a nice read and anticipation of where Valin is going to end.
Great gamble. Wild curtain drops, though, unexpected with the timing. Zekken caught, counted down by the ankles in that spot. Still a wide swing and a face out here with a fault line to try and supplement. John off onto the corner, just offloading all sorts of missiles, trying to slow down this approach by G2. There's 25 seconds left. There is still danger. Rolling Thunder has to be committed. G2 trying to navigate this spot nicely. Hearing that drop down, though, to spam. It's just to try and deny. Zeltsis. It's two nice ones. Need a bit more time of the essence still. You're going to try and weave your way into the site. And John QT is denied. No signs of life until now. Bang is going to be under a lot of scrutiny. Still with that paranoia is excellent. And he calls for the fight forwards. Brilliant with the util. It's Narrate making sure to follow up, but G2 not done yet, not done. By Country Mars still has a team flash. And Narrate. Order damage in the process. Second repositions. Gate crash. Second exit plan up towards the side, unanticipated with the angle, but instant with the trade.
Really good support from G2. I mean, the fact that they're making it feel like it's a solo 1v1 fight and then Valin swings around the corner to punish, it actually makes it much more difficult, I would say, for the defenders to hold on to this A-ramp area.
Salvos forward here, John QT.
Great proactive re-clear from John. He realizes that that's a fake.
Celsius' turn next as well. Tempo's going to be turned right up with a snake bite, hopefully. Holding them back for now. It's essential that they hold on to control of B Heaven because anchoring players onto B. This is going to be a tight squeeze indeed. Dropping down at that Salvos. Good by Sentinels again, calling forward. Let's see what the game plan looks like.
Well, the game plan here for G2 seems to be put all the pressure into Zekken.
Trying to clear him out to the angle. Easier said than done.
Send 4 next time, why don't you? 3 wasn't enough.
Here's the next test. Jorgamo, not the weapon, potentially for the job, but still he gets it done with a stinger at hand. Ease it into it. In through mid. And they've got it all on lock. Sentinels making sure that they leave no openings.
I mean, you can see why G2's game plan would be, let's try to target the weak area where Zekken's holding alone. And yet, it's not weak at all.
Need a bit more than that. Calling. Letting his team know it's all being cleared out nice and pretty now towards the back. It's Zekken's turn. Ping's going to be highlighting all sorts here, but now it is used. Armageddon on either side here, alternating. This is going to be a bit chaotic onto the side for about a moment. Kevin, can you pass your way through? Salvos denying the defuse entirely, but swinging out through the back, and Trent left into the 1v1 ultimately. Time ticking. And G2 potentially taking up the space again. Still holding down his ground with a gate crash behind. Leaf was just trying to get set up. And as soon as he is, Zekken strikes. Out blanketing the site ever so slightly here for Sentinels, but time is of the essence of G2. They need that move on. 20 seconds left, a bit of stray spam and hoping, running and gunning. And some prayers for them. Jumping down and away, round to the side. Narrate is handed. A multitude of kills, all to his liking, and poor Jonah P. Not much to do in this spot.
They challenged the pit and they lost. Some of those are just going to come down to timings, but SEN had the read.
Zekken.
Well, this is another eco round.
Money's not good. That's a no-scope, okay. Look at the draw there with the Outlaw in hand. Sees the cross though with the bodies and knows that the fight's going to be coming hot, fast and heavy here, but already lead's going to be raining down and bodies toppling and falling in through the choke points. No real chance in hell now for G2.
And this wasn't even a stinger buy for G2. It was so much of an eco, but they only had the Sheriffs to work with, so not even fast through the choke point. Much less sting, and Sentinels should be good here to get up to 6.
Disciplined, Zekken's holding it. John onto the corner.
Though to relieve this pressure. Narrate's got to be good with it.
He's behind most of his team though, he can't really use it to try and reactively help them out. Jogamo straight in, first into the breach, round to the side, there it is, team stun in action! And John QD not long for the world, Narrate! He's tucked now towards the side, a double face and discipline at G2 is all it takes to dismantle it. Zekken and Bang now left, see what they can do. Quick play, flash through, against this many players, nigh impossible, 6-6. Barely able to survive, not taking too much damage.
None, in fact.
And so here it is, double face, stop clearance, that's good discipline. Combining forwards now and paving a way to success, open access to the A site. Everything's going to be open though, so no safe plan in that direction, but plan for main at least.
And this is where you get to see if Sentinels can be perfect in these post-plant spots.
This is reactive, feeling the heat there from Leaf, and now he's going to be rejoined by the rest of his team, and you're right.
John is playing so safe for the salvos, which are back in 10 seconds.
Trying to drag this one out all the way forwards. A lot of util being expended out towards it, and John not even creeping around for the backstab. He wants to play just for the salvo timing, realizing that's the big advantage on top of the players that they've already taken out. Stun forwards, John with a swing. Finally, the time to strike is there. Pistol round. G2 were caught unaware here, and this is an aggro play by G2. Trying to get control towards B main, any sort of follow-up. Well, it was there, but mowed down at a moment's notice.
Leaf on a very fast timing behind them. It's unlikely that that's going to be too much of a danger.
Last player
And
John's
John,
already watching.
super aware. If we're talking about the Battle of the Minds and who's one step ahead of the other, I mean, John just read that one. That's a fast play down mid in the first 30 seconds, first 20 seconds of the round. And he's on top of it. The more that he can anticipate what's going on, the better Sentinels are going to look.
All up in your face, okay, just seeing absolutely nothing at all there with the smokes. Blanketing most of mid here, but a bit of spam. That's just up. Not a lot of time to work with though, off the back of it, but they might have time for a pivot. Especially if that fight goes the way of John, which it does. He's already overzealous though, steps over it, and Valin just drops him. Cut down at the kneecaps, Paranoia weaves in, Leaf with the peak. It's ahead, toppled and rolls. 2 players left now to do all they can. Sentinels with no real time to work with. 12 seconds. Creeping, crawling, walking around, but Zelsis needs to be covered into this spot in the salvos while no access whatsoever to a safe plant. Picked up by Zekken, but at this point, fool's errand to try and go for that one. Swarmed by G2. Well, looking to define how this round goes here and now. Who can react faster? That's going to be the question. Utils forwards, flick to the side. Sentinels have got the fire in line. TP's forwards as well. Up onto the site.
I think Zelsis took 140 there.
Zekken's anticipated with the pathing. Forwards down into hell. And Zelsis is the last one standing. They know exactly where he is. Get rid of that drone, but he's still going to be stunned up into the corner. He's sticking around. Finally TPing back.
What the hell is Valin doing? It's gone.
Okay, TP forwards, or at least a fast flank is called for. Not sure how Valin got there into the end, but it's a plan nevertheless. Sentinels get themselves into a tight, tucked spot. into the post. Where's the next level of things here? It's an aftershock into the corner once more, but evacuation again. Pulling back and away. G2 just trying to bleed Sentinels out. Time being bought, util held, and guns not at the ready here. Valin right from behind. Nice with the three-piece. And a round lead now for G2.
Valin getting similar impact to the end of Haven.
Jorgamodo, operator in his hand, and he's posted up. It's a game of reactions. Game of not timing, just a shoulder or an elbow, barely peek. Map over towards the A side. Smoke drops, they're calling for the swing as that smoke does blossom and bloom. Jorgamodo's already found the one Armageddon. Trying to push them past, but locked down into the spot. Jorgamodo not to be denied. A chance. They call for the pause, tempering the moment for just a bit.
But there's so many defenders here.
Here it is, util in their hands. Smoke's dropped down and Valin lights them all up. Open access to the bodies here in a fight. He's just waiting for the last possible moment. Dramatic effect and all, but SEN need a bit more than that now with the drone to lead. The charge! Seconds there alongside it. Taking damage into the process. What's the next level to it? Timing taken, slipping past it. In through the smoke and 200 piece. Eager to just try and drop down is punished.
Good trade.
Sentinels though, time to shine for them. Rolling Thunder cleaving his way through the site. Now they've got the B site open access, but Trent has already weaved his way in through the back and snaps up. Reaction, and there's the follow-up. Valin's right there. Paranoia sweeps through. Narrate happy to try and step up towards it, and Valin almost there with that reaction, but dealt with. All down to Jorg now. Retake with the op. And Zelsis cheeky with the off angle. Yeah, that's going to get the job done.
Onto him early.
Might be meeting a lot of them again. The drone causes issues this time. Oh my! Leg shot! He's not gonna get a move on, but you're really just being bogged down by the multitudes of util the G2 have in their back pocket. There's another one for you. Stun forwards and whipping, hopping all around. You're gonna be meeting your match into the blender. And for now here, but the salvos, Paranoia. It's going to be pulled out. Sentinels trying to set themselves up nicely into this one. Random spam! That's the one player that could not go down with it. The pit dropped down. And Sentinels left lacking. Left gasping for air here. G2 just dominant! Very final moment before he eventually evacuates. Clearance in through mid and a timing. Potentially there. No!
Brutal.
Slips out and a raid scrap.
Yeah, not going to realize. They're not going to realize that this is a full A-pop.
Zelsis wrapping around here. Critical with the kill, and Jonah P just decimates him. Ends him. Arc control. Giving up Zekken. Looking to see if he can reclaim a bit of that territory. It's going to make all the difference to Sentinels here. Pistol round to get the plant down, and damage has been done prior, so easy cleanup, but I didn't expect this one. Wrapping around again. Second go of things. Leaf. Salvos potentially to push them back at Zekken. Handed, potential chances, bang. Potentially stealing away, but Leaf has slipped it all the way through into Art.
John's the playmaker, though. He's got all the way behind. 8 seconds on the salvos.
That's going to make a huge difference. He's missed it into the timing. Bang, though. Might be able to deny, at least with that damage done. Surely, Valin onto the defuse. Time has been missed. Salvos lay it down, Valin. Hot feet. He's got a lot to ask now in this spot. Smoke. Propped up and bang! Take.
That is incredible advice. That's why they have Zekken on the team.
That's why I'm hard stuck. Okay, Zekken, he's in. It's a fight to be taken here, but stunned up. Oh my, Jonah P's working with barely anything, just that free. A lot of damage done to these Sentinels players. I still think they're not out of the woods just yet. Celtis, you have to claim this kill. He does eventually get onto it.
It's not the range that the Stinger wants to be played from.
Not at all. Gets the info though, and he's going to be pressured regardless. Picked up onto a different angle. It's a half clearance, but he does snap to it. Head's going to be found. Jorgamo does answer back.
In the meantime, Bang has taken all of this room towards B. He's realized there's nobody anchoring the site at all. Leaf has got to be playing on the opposite side of the map. Jorg might be able to find another timing.
Series of unknowns though. Bang has, as you already said, call for the rotations with that time, and already expecting that Jorgamo is going to be waiting, walking straight back in. Leaves it up to Leaf. Marshall in hand. 2 players will go down to a single shot. Said I've got to play this with a bit of discipline. Leave no room for mistakes. Bang is the most healthy player, holding it first most. Off onto the corner, to the angle. Anticipates, okay. Does land it. Try and step up, Zekken. Side steps, so Caesar's going to be dodged. A refight call for here. G2 is trying to make sure that they can remove this space, but a rifle in hand. Bonus has a lot of danger towards it. Zelsis! How the hell is this guy still breathing?
29 HP with the regen shields. This round was supposed to be going over towards B. You could see because of where John was taking the spike. And instead, the Art players find so much success, but with Narrate falling,
yeah, surely leaves caught here.
again.
Indeed, yeah, again. Wrapped from the side. 3v1 now for Jorgamo. In the right place at the right time with the weapon at hand. There's a chance with Zelsis low enough as he is.
Spike planted.
To the post plant though, plenty of ults of Sentinels to expend. Angle watch for. Finds a first. Zelsis goes absolutely massive.
Oh, in A main. A flash through the smoke
Gets
with the horns.
led, lay it down with the horns on top of it. This eco definitely has legs, but okay, it's navigated. Tumultuous. Takedown. Jonah P. Tucked to the side here. Chance and a weapon handed over, but they only have to stabilize. Are they going to expect Jonah P right behind him? That's the question here. Move to the sides. Spraying him down. Good. Salvage.
Put in place to stop a flank from mid.
Nightfall util used. Armageddon! Can you run? Can you escape? Right into the maw. It's open access here with the rifles in hand and still deafened to nothing but SEN. Happy to just all the way. Stand up tall and proud here. Yeah. Jorgamo's flank, not a problem anymore.
And he's got to just save the operator. He didn't give away where he was coming from. SEN might have some kind of an idea because they haven't seen him the entire time. But what an ult that was from John QT. I thought somehow G2 were going to be able to avoid it and frag out. But SEN just had so much control there. The ultimate. Difficult.
Very, very rare. SEN with a good start though towards one. Jorgamo. Oh, okay. Done some damage and gets out. Barely at the top. Delaying it. Being a possibility alongside that Armageddon. You're rolling out the red carpet at this point, and it's up to Sentinels if they can hold this one down. They're calling a reaction. They want to clear these mid players out and away, but they missed the corner. Valin. It's only the one. Traded out by Bang. Dealt with broken here. G2 scurrying around towards the back of the site. Bang. That rifle player, bit of spam. What a flick. Jorgamo, operator in hand. He's adding a level of danger towards this one. Fake TP forwards. They want to know and spot where these players potentially could be. And he's seen when a raid is at least a seize. Up and over. Horn reveals all. Despite the operator.
Fighting A main potentially here as well.
Yeah, really clashing. An attempt towards it though, but Jonah P is already cleaned up. Out towards Art still. It's an important fight to take. That is monstrous from Bang.
He's having a map here. He's controlled all of that aggression. They even got the pick over towards Art, and SEN looking like they're going to sail away with a 7th.
There's no stopping them at this point. Wonderful beginning. Leaf though, Zelsis off, but okay, Zeken's there, isn't he? Can't let that go unchecked. Valin, okay, it's nice with the angle. He was pushed up so slightly, but in that 1v2, Bang! Again.
For G2. Fighting mid on the eco. Super classic plan, and they've caught Bang in the corner. Oh, yeah, sorry, Zelsis in the corner.
Still, and dealing with the rate off to the side. It's an aggro play by G2 on their own half buy, potentially something to turn the tide of the way that this map has been going.
John might be stuck, or he might find the timing on the timing here.
Balance right there behind. Thorns are detted. Supplementary. A bit more bits and pieces are led here. And Valin, oh my, it was a silent hop up, so he wasn't quite ready with a gun out, but eventually gets it. Just John QT, 1v4. Trent, unfortunate with the timing there. He was watching that for the longest moment, but just turned his back towards it. John QT has got a lot more to do, though, in this spot. The spike has been definitely dropped and isolated, but so are these fights. John is picking them up.
And Valin keeps walking forwards here.
Yeah. Making sure that they double up here, but the timing is missed. Re-exploration by Valin.
Operator, he didn't play with the op on this side of the map previously.
G2 trying to reclaim some of that space. What a shot. Snaps it. Bullet to the chest. Zeken is gone. Scurrying now from Sentinels to try and reclaim some of that space, but already the call is made to try and refight towards Art, and Zelsis is the next one up on the chopping block. Double stars laid down. This one a bit more pace potentially injected or hoped to by SEN, but they're being slowed down by all that util. Sees in through the back. It's avoided. Bang's going to be slowed down himself.
He had no smokes on cooldown, so he had to recall. That means Art is so open.
Instant. It's there, Jonah P with a trade.
Last player.
This time the discipline is reigning supreme here from G2. They make sure to leave no gaps for Sentinels to... A little bit delayed in the making, but Jorg's here. Flown into the face, will Bang be baited? Not quite, he's white. Swinging! Oh my god!
It didn't even make it. Dangerous, make it costly.
The ultimate util spells it all out here towards Leave! Oh, the bullets!
How is that possible?
He rattles them into the chest of Zekken, and still he wins the fight.
That's such a good kill for Zekken to get.
Backside controls now theirs in a 2v5. Highly unlikely here for G2 to still make a good go of things here, but there it is. Take the fight.
Again, the Yoru ult into the Astra ult, and you just get the whole side for free. Zelsis still has his to work with if things get difficult, but Bang fell.
Yeah, finally up top
Spike planted.
section of mid here. Jorgamo with his own ult as well. He's trying to flip this one all the way around. Zelsis is isolated in towards the back, and Jorgamo has cleaned him up, but the Steel Garden will still lay it down. Overlapped sound cues. Cut away here from Sen, but finally fading, returning to their senses, and Narrate, gone walkabouts, rewarded.
Where are you?
But once up and over towards the top. Difficulties now for G2. They still want to try and make a go of this one, but the reveal is big. Trend! Snaps to the side, a quick 180, dodging, juking, Armageddon though. Lays it down by some time, sidestepped, he's low enough himself. Salvos, Jonah P! He's denied for it, but he's earned himself at least half his team for it. Potentially a chance for Trent time of the essence ticking down! And John QT!
They're playing loose, and they're doing a good job at controlling G2, who are once again trying to force the fight.
Yep, forwards up here, trying to take this one with the bodies, and they do have the guns.
But for some reason, I feel like this is going to be a 10-2 half.
Yeah, I mean, Sen has just been winning so many of them, and it keeps rolling.
It's just moments like that.
It's just been laid down now, but Trent does have the right tool for the job again. Pushing them forwards, out into the open. Salvo spraying and praying. Zelsis has gone away with murder. It's going to slow you down just a tad here.
A flash for Zekken, could go crazy.
Refighting right into the Salvos though. There is all sorts going on here.
Spike down B.
Thinking about it, watching for it. The two IGLs trying to find the timing.
It's all about the mind games here, and what a flash as well. Leap forwards with the fight. Crossfire setup's going to be set up with him and Trent as well. Just a slight peek, backing away. Trying to hope that these players open themselves up into the more, into the classics in hand. Reloads but saved. Trent off to the side, and Leaf has not been denied. Nothing can take this guy down now. 1v2, John. 3 bullets left to do it all. Wraps his way. How the hell does that happen? Leaf!
It's from the SEN players. It only takes a couple.
They're stacked up. Doesn't matter that they're on an eco here. They can do some real damage, especially with that util. Sentinels!
Spike down B.
Filled up the feed in their name. Dropping guns towards their back.
Leaf with only a ghost to work with and a drone in his face.
Spotted out, overwhelmed, swarmed into the spot, and this is it. G2 just really rushing into things there, not navigating the spot that they were in, and Sentinels are going to be calling for this, and it's going to be a 3-2-1 swing together, and that makes 11. They got straight past his timing. I don't know if Zelsis is going to expect this one. Might be fast, but okay, here's the footsteps. Valin!
Valin's stinger is gross.
Pure.
People at close range with stingers. It's a hard retake for Sen to win.
George's going to be that thorn in their side as well. What is that?
John didn't even get a look in.
Cutting through. Big teleport.
Might have been able to catch a kill.
Quick tap, looking to try and force some of this util and buy a bit of time and space for the rest of the team forwards. Somehow Leaf gets that one. Zekken can be dropped here. Plant now down. Into the post plant we go. John was not baited into the using this ult. It means they can use it now for the retake. Jorgamo is forced to step forwards, and he's only on single digits almost of HP. Trent with that fire over the shoulder just takes out Bang, and he's caught a timing of his own, wrapping all the way around. This is going to be so unexpected for these Sentinels players.
And you've still got pull. Here come the salvos.
I say it's going to be unexpected. John was aware of the fact. Zelsis forwards, he's going to be done. But here's those salvos, like you were saying. Delay, the stall, dragging this one into the bitter end. John, okay, Jonah P finds it. Time ticking though. So is the spike. Chance is nigh impossible. That's the trouble, we were talking about it. You let G2 get into these post-plant spots. Players are a while away. Nothing used by Sen either to push this one back, and Bang was hoping that there was a potential opportunity there. Window where nobody was going to be watching for him, but he's swiftly dismissed.
Sentinels are hoping for kills so that we can get closer to ults, so that they can force them out of G2 in fear. But G2 just looking really solid.
It's a chokehold on every single choke point. No one can really step over that line here. Zelsis gonna have it in his mind. He doesn't really want to go down to them either. He'd hope to at least go down to the spike, but he's revealed. Round to the corner. Trent even gets it. G2 back through into it. Bang. He's not shy, he's not scared, but now we'll have to back away here. But there's a Thorns by his side, stand up, spam into the corner. There's no real chance for him there. Too much util. Kitchen sink being thrown at him in the process. Jorgamo's earned his team a bit of a foothold as well. Calling for the pause as well and causing a re-clearance called for here by SEN. Wide face, John. Just step up to it. Armageddon out, laid into the back along with the pull. No player's going to be falling prey to this one. It's up to John to stand down against most of this team. G2 starting to get their footing again. To this side, slowly but surely the discipline is there. Making sure that they can, and an unfortunate 140, but whips it back around. Zelsis doesn't expect that. G2 running their way back. Second though, spots it out. Space is still being held down, and he could be that difference maker. TP in, and it's not expected. What a play!
That's so sick!
A lot of Qs cut away, but the util is going to be broken down anyway. Up through the top, Sentinels are going to be doubled up. Valen can't hear a thing. You have to rely on it. Raw reaction times, and a crossfire setup is there. G2, they let nothing slip. They hear it scurrying away. The rifles to remain. In, TP back, salvos. For the team damage, Jorgamo sets the clone forwards first. That's a stinger in your face, and the team does help out. Just Trent from the side. Tucked up onto the corner, though. Zeltis eventually cleaned up there with a trade.
One enemy remaining.
And it's all watched for. Plan an attempt to disrupt by Narrate.
Spike planted.
But this was their half by round. G2 though will be up to 9 as a result of it.
And I said previously, round 19 had to be where Sentinels stopped the G2 comeback. But this next one, with 3 ults for Sentinels, assuming that John doesn't just die to spike here. Okay, with 3 ults available for Sen, right to go through the smoke. Do they mix things up? Bang takes the timing inside.
All grouped up, Bang. You've been a playmaker, and you are once more! 2! Immediately ripped away. Any player at G2 could fall at a moment's notice, but now here it is. Second wave of the util once more off to the corner. That's a stun! Bang! Still, where's the response? Steel Garden is there. No weapons at all. Nothing to work with. Shorty in hand. Trent does the best of equals.
And now, a bit of a
Straight
scrap.
into it, man. Yeah, these are players, these are bodies that are going to be facing up here. Sentinels! It's almost everything thrown at them. On either side here for G2. Leaves away. Potentially to success for them. Jorgamodo, you got to try and get the hell out of there. The clone's going to be eating the bullet for it. And a call is made to try and fight forward. Sentinels, it's about how they absorb this now. It's a gambit to be played, but the round swings on its head. Jorgamo rips away 2 lives. Sentinels have got to get it done now with just Zelsis and Bang. Spam into the corner. Spotting over and over. Bang. Still trying to spam them down. Leaves it just down to Zelsis. It's too much to overcome.
But this is going to be a plant. This is going to be post-plant setups.
Into the side, John! This could be it. Talk about a turning point. All it takes is one more round, and John QT delivered them a worldie of a round so far. Enough to potentially take them to the finish line. Oh, it's expended at this point. Jonah rips away 2. But he needs more where that came from. Off to the side, a jar with a movement. Weaving in and out, Sentinels! They've done it! Into mid, it looks like Zekken wants to have a chance of his own. It's a flash to try and push past, but immediately dashes back, but he is hard committed! Oh my, almost doesn't matter, but still traded out in the end. That's Valen. Pushed up deep now, and just like that, first domino. Hard. They're already making changes and moves, and maybe coming to fruition unless John can do something about it here and now, but no. Too much there. Weaving in and
Just changes the numbers so much.
major difference indeed. Zelsis looking around here, but almost expected here by Leaf.
Well played.
Cooked up a while, laid into the corners. Found a slight window here, and yep, he takes it straight towards the back, but classic at hands, not the weapon of choice.
They're hiding to try to deny the spike. G2 really should try to break the wall and go for this.
Through this one at the final moment here. A lot of util going to be expended though. Jorgamo already up, and that's half on the defuse. He's earned it. Oh! That! A lot of util here by G2. They're just trying to potentially pull players. Util of their own. Over the wall, Jorgamo. Just dropped. Zelsis Has his eye on that one.
That's the most common position for the Vice Wall, so a bit strange that G2 got caught out heavily by it there.
A lot of pressure, though, still being
30
applied,
seconds
and
left.
that means 3 players of Sentinels are still here, so anchoring onto the side, it's all onto Zelsis and Zekken. See if they can stand tall against most of this one. Only the one for Zekken before he does go down, and a pause is called for. G2 don't have a lot of time to work with. They're hoping that Sentinels will overplay themselves, potentially into them, but now they got to try and make a move forwards, and Zelsis could be that win condition. Not quite just a one, but yeah, right from the side, narrate. Nicely done overall. Watchful bang, salvos at your feet as well. That's a tricky spot indeed, but already dashed in, disengaging, and now the double faces there from G2! And anticipated with Bang's position. Takes out 2 of them immediately. Sight potentially theirs as well. The Raid just trying to pick them apart! Trades there instantaneously. Trent finds it 2v2 now. The spot that G2 were in as well, without too much control of anything else. Uncertainty, that smoke fades as well. Zelsis might be caught very unaware. Just on a perch, and he's already isolated just the one. And Valen low enough that it should just be easy business. Yes, indeed.
And it's
Straight spam. Phantom in hand, flash as well. Pushes Zelsis back into a potential spot as well where he could do that damage. It's exchanged with the fire. Kills are being found. Sentinels getting it still. It's a double face up in the end by G2. Almost wrangling control of the rifle for the 2-piece, but it is all there. Controlled, corral, G2. No more options here for Valen. Drone gives up the position. Still gets to one, narrates. Quick to make sure to right up into the side here with the salvos towards the back once more. Jorgamo needs to lead the charge for the rest of his team. They don't have control of main, though, and a dash straight forwards into the arms of Leaf. Get the Thorns waiting for Nadi Armageddon. This is going to be chaotic indeed. Swinging from the side, though, just finding that timing to steal Garden. Rips away a lot of the weapons, but the util is still good. Sen have chances and more. Zelsis finally removed. Thorn in their side. Bang and John QT, they're here. Forwards trying to take that fight as the plan was going down. Deep drone. Leaf's going to be inserted as well into that forward position. Pass most of it here, the flash to the peak. That's a great refight. Sentinels can overextend into this spot, but with nothing much in their backs, they're trying to carve out a path out towards Tree. They've dropped the spike in their laps, though. Definite options here, and Sentinels could capitalize. Flipping the map entirely from them, and what a shot by Bang! Still, he wants to step up even more here. There's confidence. You can see it in the way that he's playing. Bullets are going to be ringing out, but they overwhelm. Prime something there with the salvos held onto the appropriate angle, saturated into the corner.
he was expecting a flash.
Yeah, he was. Turned to the side, almost expecting it, as you said, pre-anticipated, and watching all the angles as well as that response from Sentinels dragged them out.
This is just unbelievably good from Jorgamo to be able to pick up that second kill as well. A 5v3.
Smoke fading, re-exploration again called for. Bang has to take risks in this spot. It just doesn't clear the right corner. Whiffy a little bit, but Jorgamo gets the job done.
They're going to be running an anti-KO setup, so mid's going to be weaker.
Can Zekken get it done? He has a lot of util to try and play with here, but already dashed back into the salvos. There's no safety. Will scuttle himself away, but he's dropped down to low HP.
Jorg looking for a timing.
And here's a fight to be had. Narrate. Realizing it, there was a gap there. Take your way out this one for Sen. There's a timing to be taken through the smoke. The Zelsis there do it. The side players, they need some help. Supportive util. Or do they? Zekken just the one. Instant with the trade. Again, G2. Reign supreme across the site, but no extremity control into it. And time is of the essence. They need to get this plan down. It needs to be held. In a 3v3, definite chances. And Sen looking to take it now. Can increase the tempo with that no command. Up forwards as well. Jump spot gets the acknowledgement. These players are, but Bang is just holding his ground. Util into his hands, snappy from Zelsis. Blind is even better. Up towards lane and a swing from behind. Very drilled by Sentinels.
Now that is a lovely retake from Sen. We saw there was only one successful retake attempt on Pearl.
Away, Convergent Path's going to be slowing it down to a crawl double dash up and over towards the side. Safety there, Bang. Paranoia, brought enough time forward and even dodged that one to saturate to the side. Bang! That's unbelievable! And just like that, scattered to the wind. Jonah B and Leaf are forced to do it all. Smoke's in your face as well, and bullets are raining down on you. Umbrella's not going to be saving you much from that one. Leaf, very awkward spot indeed. ISO's one. Position noted though, expecting a second updraft over towards the top. How the hell do you control that? You cannot! Be waiting for a bit of util as well for the setup, but John QT is on towards Cat, and Jorgen must be dealt with. Dash back again. Flash forward straight from Cat just in case there is that follow-up and that pressure, but Zekken is not out of the woods just yet. Drone out towards into the bottom. Do they expect Zekken to be dashed into this angle? Looks like it. Hard clearance by Jonah P. And yeah.
Oh, good trade though. Through the smoke from Narrate. Just working off minimap to be able to get that.
Couple of bullets. Does the job effectively enough. Zelsis now on his turn to try and step right up to it. And again, that spam. Smoke's going to be fading in the end. Narrate! Great round. Flash over the top of an Oak Man. Okay, you're going to be taking contact first here with the drone. Ah, this time there is no escape. Suppressed up, there is no... Oh my, light speed. And he's out of there. Bit of a squeeze being placed now up towards tree and just a shorty into your hands. But bang, you got your weapon back and the flash is impeccable. In and out, round to the side. Jorgen with the movement, but bang! Cannot be denied. His time in the sun. It's already that 2v2 in this game. The timing's right from behind is taken. Bullet to the back there, execution star from Leaf, and it brings it just down to Zelsis to see what he can do in this spot. Steel Garden, even better. Leaf gonna be backing away now, doubled up. Discipline to be played for these G2 players. Wrapping around all the way as well, not...
He's just baiting.
Anticipating, yeah, it is just bait. Trying to pull this one out all the way. Now they know he's not on it. Very difficult task indeed for Zelsis, so 7-5. It's where we're...
Yeah, they know exactly where he is.
Yeah, they caught him. And here it is, re-cleared core fort, flash over towards the top, and salvos Narrate does fantastically to even get one in that spot.
But again, take a look at Leaf, all the way behind here in spawn.
Oh my.
This is a mad timing. He's got the read so well.
They're watching for top mid pressure, thinking that somebody could have looked all the way up. Did they spot that one?
I think Bang,
sure.
Yes, Bang saw
Yeah,
it.
it's pinged. Bang, notifying the rest of his team. It's doubled up and held here now. Get a bit of a move on once more. Marathon sprint across the map.
Well, you just know that B is undefended. If Leaf is pushed all the way out through B, then it's empty. These rotators for the defense are going to be trying to race you, and it's a fake. SEN are sending the footsteps in this direction while the spike goes back into A.
One
it's
step
all
ahead.
on Valen.
All on Valen indeed, and he's just caught that timing against it. Zekken was hard clearing onto the one side of things. It's caught out now. Reinforcements are going to be arriving. Desperate at that for G2, but time is of the essence again. 12 seconds. It's counting down into the round in a double phase. Trent and Valen putting a stop to all of this here with only seconds remaining. There's no more chances now. It's run dry and shy, and all they have to do is live. Kills a consolation at this point. It's a pistol round win for G2. In a game here for Sentinels, at least hoping that they can pull some G2 players out, potentially get a pick off of it. Jorgen, seen it, that's a no-scope. If I've ever seen one. Even a little too fast to register for my eyes at least, but Jonah P seals up potential weaknesses in their setup, and the walls really just delayed all of this here. Bang, still accurate as ever. Classic in hand, but peppering them now with a bit of lead. The backside player of Leaf as well is going to be able to anchor this one nicely. Still mistimed. It was util by Jonah P to flash to try and help him out entirely. Spotting this one out, but running away with it. And yeah, here it is. Finally, flooding all the way back in for it. So G2, there's plenty of bodies ready to receive here on G2 side of things. Going for that refight as well. The Paranoid sweeps past, but it was a window. Slightest of gaps the Zekken plays in, and he was not blinded up. Things with this.
Narrate doesn't have drone.
Airplane Bucky on a SEN. We've all seen the damage done, and that might just put a stop to what SEN were planning. They've called for a bit of a pause.
Zekken's deep down mid. Valen's fighting back. Smoke v smoke.
As it dissipates as well, there's timings and fights to be taken on either side here, and Zekken is still doing work once more. 10 HP doesn't matter. And Bang just slips his way all the way in.
Ticket to winning this map.
And footsteps. What? Okay. Expected by Trent apparently. And the drone dodged and timing. Leaf is going to be making sure to shore that one up. Back through market. Reclaims for the salvers as well. It's a dangerous position to be in. Narrate, he's looking to at least make it a bit harder. Just the one before the damage is sent flying forwards and through. Leaf! Snappy.
The time. And the net is starting to tighten. But Valen, Jonah, they still have a lot of util to hold this off, and
G2.
Bang goes down.
Yeah, he does indeed. G2 are getting with the position. The stun is a good connection. Trent, though, still doesn't open himself up. He wants to play this one with the salvos, and he lets his team do the damage. Still second. One to the grave with him. But Leaf, this guy's all over the place. So damn active across the map, and still hitting shots like that. Some support as well, though, from the two tree players, and here it comes. Flying forwards here with a Paranoia. Just about dodged and avoided here, but Zeken's in and the knives are taken away. Great flood attempt here from G2. Spam into the corner here, and a pop flash was anticipated. Valen tucked to the corner. One step ahead is G2, expecting the plays that SEN were trying to make, and Zelsis.
He's just forced to scurry away, isn't he?
30
seconds left. Love that 0 point from Jonah P.
My blind is dead.
Usually, the KOs are going to be throwing that kind of early on in the round. 20 seconds, 2 players in A main, no chance. Jonah P.
2 players right here, Jorgamo under the threat here. Heat's going to be turned up out of the pan and into the fire. It's Sentinels. 2 quick ones earned as well up through heaven. You got to try and deny this perch that Leaf is sat upon. They do just that.
Nice early use of the ultimate. Completely caught those players on tree. And bang, he holds heaven.
All watched.
Dominated.
9-9. Trey slows it down. They know where the drone's coming from. With elbows. He's barely out of there. Zekken, he's still alive.
Q combo.
Bang, forwards. Oh, he's blind as anything. Doesn't matter though.
He's been magnificent today, hasn't he, Bang? Just catching the perfect timings with the perfect off angle. And G2 react with Jorg and Leaf walking forwards, possibly straight into the arms of Zekken.
Yeah. Zekken has been able to backstab multiple times here, but Leaf is watching for it.
Oh, the Tejo ult.
Hold on, Armageddon's going to force these players forwards as well. That is a pick your poison situation. You are stunned up, and my goodness, what a way to deal with it.
Oh, that's immaculate from...
There is that uncertainty. Sentinel's trying to slow this one down and hope that Zelsis will be offered up a couple of picks here, but with the util out in the open, doesn't expect that. Just pull one of these players out wide, and Leaf is just smart. Too smart for these games as well. Doesn't really open himself up for it. Spamming, spraying away, but time is already going to be played. As long as Trent stays alive, it's going to be another one added to the players, but a Steel Garden is again going to be lying in wait here from Leaf. He's going to be slowing down these players out towards the back of the side and dashing over. Jorgamo denies him at the doorstep. Saturate, potentially even better, but Zekken does put him in his place. All the way forwards now with only 15 seconds left. This is G2 jumping on the chance. Death by 1,000 cuts indeed. Sentinels between a rock and a hard place. There's no chance for them to get this spike down safely, cleanly whatsoever. 11 rounds now. Once more.
Oh, he's got stuck.
He's out of there, but he does. Oh no, no dash available. No dash available, and he needs to deny this, at least with the kills. Zekken forced into a difficult spot. He needs to fight his way back out of it, but Jorgamo right from behind. G2 up to 12 here. Up to series point in our grand finals. Push forwards, pop flash in, and this is it. Narrate just being swarmed and overwhelmed. G2 in hopes of G2 themselves, but already dashing forwards. This guy has to be the tip of the spear, but he's just being isolated still. They deal with Leaf. Armageddon in through the back. Finds a bit of time and a bit of space as well, but they have to deal with Trent, and it's a stun against the back wall. He's penned himself in, skipping and hopping all the way through as well. Zekken isolates it, finds that fight indeed. G2 just relentless. Making a move on now, still with that player disadvantage. Jorgamo though cleans it up onto the side. It's all down to him into this spot. Sentinels earn themselves that breathing room. Forwards here, as soon as the ults are used, find a timing, a window of opportunity here against G2, and here it is. First ult gonna be sent out. John QT already catching it. Conversion past Zekken. He's isolated on a bloody island. Slow to a crawl, but he still gets the one. Sentinels, can they do it? Pull it back from the brink, but again they're isolated, cut out of the sight, divided away from it, and spammed, and stuck away! SEN dropping like flies! And for G2, in all eyes, into the hands of Trent, and he delivers them that back-to-back trophy!